So when a piece of content first comes into the WWF Live system, it will be marked as unreviewed. This means that the only people who can see it are curators. So you now need to work out what editing or tagging needs to be done to make sure that it is ready to be approved and therefore made available to the rest of the network. So let's take this piece of content here as an example. It's a Flickr photo that's come through from a member of WWF UK staff who's been out in Kenya. They have added a title, the Aloysius headquarters, and they've also added a description. The Aloysius Conservancy headquarters is where Leonard's team is based. WWF UK paid for the solar panels on the roof of this building. Now, if you scroll up, there are some other posts that have been made which explain who Leonard is, but at the moment, this piece of content on its own, if it was found by somebody, wouldn't necessarily make much sense. So what I think would be a good idea would be to add in a bit more detail about what WWF's link to the Aloysius Conservancy is, and maybe a bit more information about the team that Leonard's part of. So to do that, if we scroll up and we just take part of the text that is available, and you can then scroll down, and if you click the edit content button, it'll take you through to the back end of the piece of content where you can make changes to the text. So to add a bit more information, I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually just take out the bit about Leonard, because actually don't necessarily need to add that bit. So we can put the Aloysius Conservancy Community Scout headquarters. Oops. Make sure we're spelling everything right. And then paste in a bit more information about who the community scouts are that came from the other photo that was part of this set. And then when you are ready, you just scroll down and click Save Changes. And this will take you back to the newly edited piece of content. So if we scroll down and find the piece of content, here it is. So now it has the new caption on it with a bit more information about the Scouts of the Aloysius Conservancy and how WWF has helped fund them. So I'm pretty happy with the caption on that now, but what I think we still need to do is add some tags, because at the moment it's only got 2, and it would be good to add a bit more detail so people can find it more easily. So I think we probably want to add in the tag Aloysius Conservancy. So if you start to type a tag and it already exists in the system, it will make a suggestion of it, so you just click on that and hit enter, and it will add that. And then we can also add it's about Rangers, or actually Community Ranger is probably a better tag, so add that. And we also probably want to add something in about the fact that the solar panels, which were funded by WWF UK, so we'll add that one too. And we might put something in about funded by UK. So a selection of tags there that might be useful in future if somebody's looking for stuff. So once you are happy with the caption and with the title and with the tags, you're ready to approve it. So when you're ready, all you need to do is just scroll up, and then you basically, you can see there's the reject and approve buttons. So if you're completely happy with it, you can click approve, and it will now become visible to all of the viewers in the system. There are a couple of other options here. You can also approve with restrictions. So basically, if this was a piece of content that was under embargo because it was part of a press trip, for example, you could approve as restricted. So you just need to then click on the approve as restricted button, and it will allow you to pick a date at which point it will then become freely available to the organisation, but until then it will remain hidden. So you could pick to restrict it until the 19th because it's to do with the press trip. You have to type in a reason, otherwise it won't let you save it. And then click Save. And as you can see, this is now marked, so other curators won't necessarily release it until the embargo has passed, or they can contact you to check whether or not they're able to use it in their own country outside of the embargo times. But it's best not to restrict anything unless there's a really good reason, because basically the system's for everybody to use, and the idea is that people can use content as quickly as possible, but that capacity is there if you really need it. So because this isn't for a press trip, I'm going to go back and mark it just as approved. Also, obviously, if you click reject, it just marks the content as rejected, which means that it won't be available in the system. But it also means that if there are other curators in your office, they can see that you have already dealt with this piece. It's not unreviewed. It hasn't just been left in the system and somebody's forgotten to approve it. If it's been marked as rejected, then it's not being used for a reason. But as we said, we've made this one ready for approval, so just click on the approve button, and it's now freely available for the rest of the network to use. It's worth pointing out that the piece of content that I've just edited is a Flickr photo. The edit boxes where you can change things are slightly different for Flickr and for Tumblr, so I'll very quickly show you the editing side of a Tumblr piece of content too, just so that you can see the difference. So here we've got a Tumblr post, also from Kenya, and it's got a pretty good caption actually, but I'm just going to go into the edit section so that you can see the difference. When we were editing the main bulk of the text in Flickr, it was in the description box. With Tumblr, the main bulk of the text which needs changing is actually in the body. Now you'll notice that this looks a bit complicated because it's got HTML tags in it. Basically, anything that you edit should only be within the P and the /P tags. So you can see the bulk of the text here. Any changes you make need to be in here. If you start changing any of this text that is within the brackets, you're going to corrupt the feed that's bringing it in, and basically the piece of content will disappear from the system. So Tumblr's a little bit trickier to edit, but it is possible. So if you need to, basically just remember it's within the P and the /P tags that you need to be editing. And with both Flickr and Tumblr, you can actually edit the title and the credit information as well. So the title of this one isn't great, so let's just change that. So Grasslands in the Mara, Kenya, and you want to change that there and here, and also here for this one. And there's already a credit in here, but if you wanted to change who this was credited to, you could change it in here. And then basically you save the changes, and again it will take you back so that you can check the edit in the actual piece of content. And there you go, there's the edited piece of text. It's also worth pointing out, I've shown you how to add tags. If you want to remove a tag at any point, you can. You simply hover over it and you'll see there's a little X. If you click on the delete tag button, that will remove any tags that you've added in error. And that's basically all there is to it. There's obviously a lot more information available in the actual Curator's Handbook, which you will have been provided when you were given Curator access. If you don't have that at the moment, then please do contact us at hello@wwf.org.uk, and we'll be very happy to help.